Hello, my name is Arethia Brooks and welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. And in today's video, we are going to go over practicing 7 elements of self-care that you can do daily. But before we get into this video, if you do not know who I am a mindset and self-care coach, certified, and I basically go over all things mindset as well as self-care. I am also an author, and you can find my journals, my books through Amazon or any of the social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube in the link below, and any other social platforms. So let's get into today's video on practicing 7 elements of self-care daily. The first element that you can use to practice self-care daily is your mental. And basically what this means is taking a mental note of what's going on in your mind. So the way that you can do this is by journaling daily. You can have a journal on your bedside table, or you can use it throughout the day to be able to just take note of the thoughts that are popping up for you. And this might also be a great way to help you to understand yourself as well as how you feel and how you're feeling in the moment, and just kind of also give you a frame of why you may be feeling a particular way throughout your day. So it's just a great way for self-reflection. So having a journal, I also have the new narrative journal here that you can find in the description box that will also help you begin to shift your mindset if that's something that you're interested in. Now let's get into the second element. The second element of self-care that we're going to talk about here is emotional. And basically what this is all about is just understanding your emotions, understanding where they're coming from, and understanding yourself through the emotions that you are experiencing. And a great way to do this is to look at your emotions from a scale. I don't know if you guys are familiar with David R. Hawkins, but he wrote a great book that you can do some research on. And within this book, he basically shows us and discusses the emotional scale. So the emotional scale, it basically goes all the way up from love and joy all the way to anger, sadness, and the lower vibrational emotions that we tend to experience throughout our life. So this is another great way to basically take a step back and to just kind of understand our emotions by looking at them from a scalable place. Understanding our emotions from a place of love and acceptance, and just seeing them as something that are there and present, not necessarily who we are, and just taking a step back, looking at the emotion for what it is and not for it being as who we are. The third element that you can begin to use that will help you with your self-care daily routine is the physical. And what this is basically about is what you're putting into your body and the exercise routines that you are undergoing, or any type of movement exercise, and even to the way that you care for yourself. So your grooming practices. So maybe you want to begin, if you don't have a movement practice, you can go for a walk, you can exercise, do particular exercises that work well for your body. And I would say do this on a bio-individual basis. So, if you know that your body does not respond well to HIIT exercises, I particularly have kind of my body doesn't really respond very well to HIIT exercises. I'm more of a yoga and Pilates type of person. And so maybe something else such as strength training, but doing it on at a slower pace might work for you. So just being aware of what works for you bio-individually, and taking that on physically, implementing those exercises, that movement. And with the grooming part, what you can do is take note of what works for you. Maybe your skincare routine that you were used to a couple of years ago doesn't resonate with the way your skin is today. And maybe you want to start a different skincare practice. Maybe you want to hydrate more and add more water to your diet, or you want to clean your skin more often in the afternoon rather than doing so at night. So again, this is a bio-individual practice. Whatever works for you, I would say take note of, and has worked for you, you can begin to start that, implement that practice again. And if it doesn't resonate anymore, let it go. So that is how we can take care of ourselves physically. And this is the same for the foods that you eat. If you once resonated with a diet that was consumed by certain foods and it worked well for you, keep going. But if it doesn't, and you are starting to notice, maybe you're having digestive issues, maybe, you are noticing, skin issues, or whatever the case may be. If you're starting to notice that things aren't working for you physically with your food, with your diet, the foods you're consuming, then it is worth considering swapping out, changing your diet, changing the foods that you intake for something that's going to be a bit more nourishing to you. So that is the third way. Now, the fourth way that we can begin to practice self-care daily, the fourth element, would be environmental. And this one is exactly as it sounds. It's the world around you. It's the environment that you've created for yourself. So say that you have a beautiful apartment, but you notice that the air quality might be a little stagnant or stiff. So you want to add in a humidifier. Maybe you want to consider if you're sensitive to smell, you can add a few essential oils to the diffuser and to elevate your experience daily. You maybe want to add a Himalayan salt lamp. That might work for you. Maybe you want to position specific things within your home environment so that you have easy access to these things. And it's also even worth considering the environmental products that you use. So say, for example, if you've been using toxic products that could give you health issues, or that would subject you to having specific health issues, maybe you want to be very intentional about the products that you're using by reading the ingredients of the products that you're using on a daily. Maybe you want to swap out for something that's going to be a bit more natural and environmental friendly and non-toxic. So your environment plays a huge impact on how you feel about yourself throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your life. So soothing yourself as much as you can with your environment is going to be an essential self-care daily practice. Now, the fifth way that you can go about having this fifth element, that you can consider with your self-care practice is spiritual. And what this means spirituality is about purpose. It's about creating purpose in your life, and it's about adding purpose to your life. And you can do this through all types of things. You can do it in the work that you're doing. So say you really love your job, you can create purpose around your job. You can also create purpose or connect to your spirituality through prayer or through meditation. Me personally, I like to do a little bit of both. I love to pray. I love to light a candle and speak life onto myself, or speak words of love and compassion throughout my prayer sessions onto myself through spirit. I also love to meditate, so taking a moment to step into myself, to connect to myself, my inner being, to connect and allow myself to feel grounded in my own energy through my meditation practice. And sometimes what this can mean is me connecting to specific emotions, or it could simply just be allowing the emotions to come up, seeing them for what they are, and letting them go with love and compassion and detaching. So whether it be a loving emotion, whether it be something that's not ideal, an ideal emotion, you can take this opportunity to meditate on it and allow yourself to get the guidance on whether this is going to be suitable to you in your self-care, or whether it's something that has played itself out and that you need to let go of. So spirituality is the fifth element. The sixth element of self-care daily is recreational. And what this is is basically taking note of the activities that you enjoy doing. Yes, having activities in your life, things that you love to do, is so important and essential. It's highly connected to your spirituality and helping you to create purpose. But recreational activities, they help you to come alive. They help you to, it's almost like it's fuel that keeps you going. And so some recreational, activities that you enjoy could be riding your bike in the afternoon. Maybe you enjoy gardening. For me personally, recreationally, what I love to do, it's an activity that I enjoy doing by myself, is basically taking out my mindful coloring books, making myself a really nice cup of matcha or coffee, whatever I'm feeling I'm in the mood for, and I just take out my coloring book. I also like to listen to some inspirational beats or music that will help me feel uplifted and just kind of get myself in a vibe, in an energy state that I want to feel, that helps me to feel elevated. And I just color, and I allow myself to not be framed or boxed into coloring or doing something in a specific way. I just kind of let my spirit, myself, kind of live through this experience and just kind of go with the flow and be easy about it. And it's also just very mindless practice, something that you can do and you don't have to put a lot of energy and effort into. Now, the seventh element, that the final element that you can use to create a self-care daily practice, is your social. And this means socializing. This means getting yourself out there, putting yourself out there, and connecting with other people, connecting to your environment, connecting to the world around you. And socially, what this means is joining social clubs. There's so many different social clubs out there. There are, to name a few, book clubs. There are people who love wine and who love to go to wine tastings. You can join a wine tasting social club. There's a knitting social club. So if you love knitting or sewing, you can do that. There's just so many things out there. Even if you're the type of person that really likes to be around a lot of people all the time, and I personally used to love doing this, but there is, to me, what I thought of as like a social club was nightlife, experiencing nightlife, meeting people, going out to different parties and club atmospheres and listening to specific types of music. This can even be considered a social club. So, getting out there and socializing is a great form of self-care, and it's a practice that it doesn't need to necessarily be done every day, but maybe you want to get out once a week. Maybe you want to experience social activities on a monthly basis. It's all up to you. This is all bio-individual. Even connecting to your friends, that's another great way to socialize. If you don't see your friends on a daily, making an appointment to see and be around people that you love, your friends, on a weekly or a monthly basis, once a month, hey, go out and do it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed these 7 elements of self-care daily that you can begin to perform on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. If you've enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And thank you again for being here with me and going over 7 elements of self-care. This is going to be so beneficial to you, I know, throughout your journey of self-care and wellness. Again, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for taking the time out for yourself to self-care, and I will see you again in my next journal, or sorry, not in my next journal, in my next video, my next vlog. Peace, light, and so much love.